Hey, interesting story today that I want to talk about. If you haven't heard, the EPA's multi-sector general permit, we call it the MSGP, is out for review for their 2026 version. It comes up for renewal in 2026. They've put it out for review. There's been a lot of comments on it, and one of the most important comments has been from the Steel Manufacturers Association. Obviously, steel manufacturers are heavily involved in the multi-sector general permit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the multi-sector general stormwater permit uh, is what puts regulations on industrial and manufacturing industries and what they can allow, to leave their site and potentially enter into water bodies. What kind of things they need to do in order to protect anything from, protect those surrounding water bodies, any place that they discharge into. Now, a lot of new things are coming up in the 2022 multi-sector general permit from the EPA, and the Steel Manufacturers Association had a lot of comments on it. One of the biggest things is PFAS testing. There are now 23 of the sectors covered under the MSGP, starting in 2026, if everything goes through, are going to be required to do pretty meticulous PFAS testing on the waters that are leaving their site. And the Steel Manufacturers Association has some questions about how the EPA decided which industries needed to be regulated in terms of PFAS emissions. A lot of other things that they questioned was what kind of background information or background studies have been done to identify the changes that they have been made to the 2026 MSGP. They also opposed changes to other benchmark monitoring processes, mainly citing again, that they're vague and that the requirements are unclear. A lot of if you read through the multi-sector general permit or any of the other national pollutant discharge elimination system permits, a lot of the requirements in there say things like, you may need to add additional BMPs in order to control or in order to meet water quality standards. But very few of the water bodies that we're actually discharging into have very set water quality standards, and so it's really, kind of a vague uh, presentation or a vague requirement to say you may need to implement new things to meet water quality standards. And so that's some of the stuff that the Steel Manufacturers Association has a problem with. They are looking to get more information, say, hey, what really is required here? Don't be vague. Tell us exactly what it is required, right? So uh, the Steel Manufacturers Association is also looking to have current benchmark measurements for aluminum and copper be reassessed. They put out a huge statement, a long list, really going very far into detail about what it is that they're looking for, what it is that they're asking for, and what it is that they're asking to not be included because there's not enough information. I'll put a link in the description below to the Steel Manufacturers Association document that they published. Really interesting information if you're a stormwater nerd like me, or if you're involved in the industrial sector. If you do any industrial manufacturing or outdoor storage or production of products, or even or in the transportation industry, it might be worth a read looking through to see if there's something that might affect your industry coming up next year. Now, it's important to keep in mind that the EPA's permit really only uh, really is only enforced on federal property, and that includes like Indian territories, Indian reservations, and only in 3 states, which are Massachusetts, New Mexico, and um, New Hampshire. And so, if you're not in one of those states, then you will have a different permit, multi-sector general permit from your state. But the interesting note that the Steel Manufacturers Association is making here is that most states mimic very closely what the EPA puts out. And so if the EPA is making a lot of these changes, then you can bet that a lot of the states are going to start implementing those as well. All right. Yeah. Check out that article in the comments, and thanks for tuning in.